Uganda Extra.
A lovely morning to you, and thank you so much for being with us here on UBC TV. This is Robert Chirabonyonyitono, and welcome to Good Morning Uganda Extra, which is an extension of Good Morning Uganda. Now, just remind you, at exactly 6:30, we are here every weekday to spice up your mornings with relevant information, some light moments to spice up your morning, because I know sometimes you could have had a hectic day and of course a hectic night in one or the other. But when you kickstart your day with us, well, we relieve you of that stress and we lighten up your mornings and the entire day with relevant information that you need to know globally and internationally. It is a fully packed show with a lot of segments that I can assure you can't afford to miss. So make it a date with us. Today, I'm going to be discussing something regarding the youth in this country. I must say that Uganda is one of the countries in the world that has a very young population. About 77% of our population is below the years of 30. Now, what does this mean? That when we talk about youth in this country, we are talking about the majority. And UNICEF puts a youth from the age of about 15 to about 24. But for us in Uganda, of course, we look at usually people from 18 years up to about 30. If you exceed that, then you don't participate in their elections in this national league or whatever. Now you're no longer a youth. You're at that confusing state. You're not in the elderly, you're not in the youth. Now I don't know that stage, how it is termed. Is it a young, you're not a young adult, but there's some stage there. However, I have two interesting guests this morning, and I want to believe they are youth because when I look at them, they look very useful and youthful. Now, we are going to be discussing the 5th National Youth Convention that is going to be running on the 31st at State House in Entebbe. Now, this is virtual. This is virtual. I want to begin by emphasizing that. So majority of people will be able to watch it virtually. However, there will be a few that will be attending in person. Now, I have youth from the Uganda Youth Forum, a non-government organization that was established in 1992 by the First Lady, Mama Janet Kataha Museveni, with the aim of coming out and looking at challenges that the youth face in this country and how best we can be able to fight these challenges. Now, joining me on set is Piola Barbara. That is a member of the Students Organizing Committee of the Forum. You're most welcome, Barbara.
Thank you so much. And to the viewers out there, my name is Piola Barbara Nyako. I am a 4th-year law student at Uganda Christian University. I am a member of Uganda Youth Forum and as well a member of Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity. I'm so humbled and profoundly privileged to be here.
Okay. Then on the extreme end, I have, that is Albert?
Yes.
Okum?
Yes.
Well, these are very interesting. Who happens to be, that is a students mobilizer. You're most welcome.
Thank you so much. My name is Albert Okumu Okalasa. I am also a lawyer, a student doing my law. I'm in my year 4 from the Islamic University in Uganda, and for this cause of the National Youth Convention, I'm the chairperson or the lead of all mobilizers on that very matter. Thank you so much. I'm so delighted to be on this show. Thank you.
Now, I'll begin. There is something similar. Both of you guests that I have today. One, I have student lawyers, but you're all members of the Uganda Youth Forum. Yes. Let's begin with, when you talk about the Uganda Youth Forum, yes, in my intro I gave something, but what is this forum about? A background to it? Yes, I'll begin with Okum.
Yes, thank you so much. My appreciation, first of all, to Mama Janet, the First Lady, the founder of Uganda Youth Forum. Well, Uganda Youth Forum, like you said, that was formed in 1992, purposely after the Bush War. The essence was, first of all, to ensure that there is a lot of fight against sexuality. There's a lot of sexual impurity. And therefore, due to a lot of sexual impurity, there's a widespread of a disease called siriimu. In English, we call it HIV. Now, this organization was founded by Mama, or the First Lady, purposely to fight the fallacy that was called HIV. So lots of people had different perception about siriimu. So therefore, the First Lady comes about and forms this organization to help build and mentor lots of youths and nationally, so that they are guided. That is one. Two, Uganda Youth Forum also was formed because after the Bush War, there's a lot of increase on the number of youths that are turned into orphans. And therefore, this organization is formed so that these youths can have a place they call home. Well, now, you realize that lots of challenges that were faced in the 1992 by the youths due to the Bush War or the aftermath of the Bush War are not the current ones that we are facing. So therefore, there is more awareness to this disease called siriimu or HIV, and there is a lot of fight against sexual impurity. So therefore, the background and the essence of Uganda Youth Forum, that is where they come about in the current state, to continue expounding on the modern day challenges that are cropping out. That is the purpose of Uganda Youth Forum. Because now, things have changed. Lots of transformation has happened. There's a lot of unemployment, which wasn't the cry then, in the 80s. There's more awareness about HIV, but then they are coming and like, no, please, for purposes of sexual purity, the essence as to which Uganda Youth Forum was formed, let us now avoid having early sex and abstinence. So there's a lot of shifting in the moral values of the youths in the current state. We might cry about unemployment due to the big population, but then the question is, if at all there is an opportunity for you to get employed, do you have the values? Are you morally upright? Do you have the character that can sell you out to the world? Now, all that currently is done by the Uganda Youth Forum.
Well, that is sounding very nice. You know, when we talk about morals amongst the youth, it is something I feel that our country, we still have to do much more.
Yes.
There's so much immorality flying around this country. More so now that we're at a time even we are having issues of homosexuality.
Oh, yes.
I want to believe by that time that wasn't a challenge. It was, if it were there, it was very silent. Then also 1992. People, 1992, you know, they're now fairly old, and you would say the challenges differ so much. But this also brings me now to ask Barbara. Barbara, let's also get to know how Uganda Christian lawyers then comes in with Uganda Youth Forum. I seek that connection because I believe this is an association of young Christian lawyers, or in university I stand to be corrected. I don't know if after university you cease to be, because some of the many functions I've attended, I see only those from universities and inviting others. So I don't know after year 4 where you, if you don't be in this organization. But what is it all about? What are your works? And where's the connectivity with Uganda Youth Forum?
Thank you so much once again. Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity was a platform as well, formed in the 1987. And now this was formed by the law Christian lawyers who were law students by then. And over time, it has evolved, and it now has about 500 members. Now, its vision, it's actually to have a world where justice and human dignity is a reality for all. What do they mean? A number of people have gone through a number of injustices, yet this forum is coming up to say that how best can we address this as the Christian lawyers in the Christian perspective, that yes, without Christ, we cannot attain a reality of justice and human dignity. So the Christian lawyers are they come in together to enhance the attainment of justice. How? They are through the clinics. There are mentorship sessions that are actually brought about by this forum, this very forum. One of them, of course, is through the convention that has been organized. Now, this Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity has come hand in hand with the Uganda Youth Forum. Why? If you look at Uganda, Uganda has one of the youngest population actually in the world, with about 77% being the youth of this country, entailing the young people of this country. So meaning over 7 million and 300 and something are youth, population. So Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity has looked into that, okay, wait a minute, the issues that people face, not only case backlogs, but the other injustices that are actually being faced. So they come in to address that issues, and because of that, one of the issues that I've looked into is the issue affecting the young people in this country. Okay, that being some challenges that are trying to address. So they come in to collaborate with Uganda Youth Forum to address such issues. Yeah, that is how they actually link up.
Okum, you want to supplement?
Oh, yes.
Okay, please do.
First of all, we would love to let our viewers know that much as Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity sounds like it's for lawyers, justices, and law students only, would want to let them know that it is an open door for everyone to be part and parcel. Now, the connection between the two, just to add on something, is that there's a lot of mentorship program. And once we realize that as Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity, there's a lot of penetration or activeness of the youths in these universities. So therefore, we come up and we also join Uganda Youth from where I belong, or where I'm part and parcel. So it is, these are two entities are for everyone, because the common goal is always mentorship. We have work seminars, but we are looking at moral values getting back to the people. So that is the connection in between. If you're going to be a lawyer of tomorrow, what is the character? What discipline do you have? Are you the lawyer that will say that you're corrupt? Are you the judge that will say you're corrupt? Now, there's that mentorship that we are getting from both organizations, so that we can always have a youth that stands out, a youth that is morally upright. That is now the connection, how they do it. Then how does Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity do this? Or what is the purpose of it? They give, Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity always does what we call legal aid. We do fellowships, we do mentorship programs, and this doesn't differ really from the Uganda Youth Forum. Yes.
Well, now it is very clear. I have the Uganda Youth Forum and also the Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity. These are two bodies that have come together, of course, under their patron, that is the First Lady, to organize the 5th National Youth Convention. I must add virtual, because that means a number of people will follow this through, of course, various platforms that have been given. We are in a global world, and of course, technology is a priority that we've gotten, and now we are not left out because of space or anything. You can just follow things as they unfold. Now, this brings me to the topic with this healthy, rich background of the guests I have. What is the 5th Virtual National Youth Conference about? And I'll begin with ladies first.
All right.
Well, thank you so much. The 5th National Youth Convention, it's majorly, as for the background, it's about mentorship. And this convention, it's going to be, it's like an hybrid meeting, okay? That is going to involve both, just like you said, it's largely virtual, but it's going to have some physical participants that are going to actually grace the occasion. So this National Youth Convention is going to be at the State House, of course, with the virtual attendance of registered students of different institutions. For for example, universities. It's going to have students of secondary schools all over this country. For example, in the Eastern, we happen to have about 60 schools that registered. We have also Northern Uganda, we have Western Uganda, we have Central Uganda. So students all over the country are going to grace this occasion. However, it's going to be virtually. Now, this National Youth Convention, it happens yearly, but this time round it's going to be quarterly. Yes? So after this convention, probably after like 3 months, there's going to be another convention. So schools that really do attend these conventions are privileged to be graced with a certificate that is being signed by the First Lady of this country. Now, you may ask yourself, who are those ones who are going to be in attendance? The First Lady who will be in attendance. We are going to have inspirational speeches on topical issues that relate to Christian values. Okay, we're also going to have presentations of those who have made it. You realize that this forum, Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity and Uganda Youth Forum, has over time built on, has mentored a number of youth in this country. So we are privileged to say we are part of the youth that have been mentored by Uganda Youth Forum and Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity through this very same convention that has been taking place over and over again. Now, this convention is the 5th. We had the very first one that really took place. We had the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, and this is the 5th convention. Now, in those other conventions, it entailed students of the university higher learning. Now, but this time around, Mama is like, no, I think the youth, due to the number of youth in this country, that Uganda being the youngest population, with the youth being a majority, let us look back to where can we get them, where do we trace them? And you realize that at secondary level, it's where somebody can really be mentored morally. Someone can really grow up in the faith, with the faith, okay, to take up the mantle, to grow the values that is actually necessary. So that is why the National Convention has gone far to say, yes, let us involve the secondary schools. And this time round, very many secondary schools have actually registered. And we are privileged to say we are so much grateful to Mama for that. Thank you.
Well, I must go for a short break, but when I return, of course, Okumu will also be throwing more light regarding this convention that is going to be happening on Friday. It's a virtual, and of course, Barbara here has told you the few that will attend physically. But most important is working on the moral fabric of this country. This is what it's all about. So much has been lost, but there's still great opportunity to recover so much and yet prevent also so much from being lost. Let me return from this break.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Hello?
Hello?
This is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Hey, Kasozi, my brother. Long time. We last met when we were at campus. It's been a while, but you are the person I'm looking for.
Campus? Really?
Hey, you don't remember me?
Okay, so how can I help you?
I'm stuck in Gulu making millions, and I need to urgently send money to my sick mother. But I can't find any mobile money agent near me. I've sent the money to your phone, as you can see the message. It might take a few minutes to come through, but I urgently need you to send the money to my mother. Let me send you her number, and you send it to her chap.
My friend, I'm afraid your mom is going to die.
What?
Because I don't know you, I never went to campus, and I'm also in Gulu. So can we meet at CPS, we talk about it?
Stay tuned for what Kasozi does next.
Tofera. Refrain from unnecessary engagements with strangers over the phone. This message is powered by the Uganda Communications Commission.
A logical, deeper conversation.
How many teachers in Uganda did you consult? But there's a mistake we are making. Which is good.
Which is good.
Which is good.
Which is good.
We went to this school, we ran it to Western, we ran it to Northern, then you come.
Isn't that an achievement?
objective and non-partisan.
Honorable Minister, there were a number of points. I want to start with you.
Straight from the hearts of open-minded men and women.
Money tends to move faster at night. So when people are not counting,
don't take it for granted.
Candid and authentic.
Because Uganda is not Thailand.
That's not correct, and we should stop that kind of mentality. So what I'm saying
that's
is
a trick question. Don't answer.
I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into that.
Tell him you speak low.
I think that's where we are beginning to have a problem.
I think what is going to kill the parish model are all the misconceptions on how it's supposed to run.
I know that the Prime Minister is listening.
Behind the headlines.
Charles, let us agree. We liberalized the economy. We are several nations put it together. Why don't you appreciate that? What if it fails?
I'm happy
and
to
he's
answer.
a good lawyer because Amin is not in power.
The parish development committee is functional. It is there. That there is a parish chief, that the beneficiary is doing.
So we look at expenditure. We don't look at revenue. And that is the challenge we are giving them from Minister of Finance.
Your fountain of new knowledge, flowing into the mass body of knowledge.
First get the knowledge of Bukedia, how they want to be modernized.
Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
You return money to the treasury, which is meant for the people.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Welcome back from that short break. Thank you for being with us here on UBC TV. Good Morning Uganda Extra. I'm Robert Chirabo Nyonyitono, and with me I have three youth, very useful and youthful. And these are from the Uganda Youth Forum, but also from the Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity. I'm also joined by a third one, and making the number 3 from 2, who has joined us just from the break. That is Afidra Robert, who is the National Outreach Coordinator, Uganda Youth Forum. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you.
Well, I'll begin with you. Now, we were still talking about what the 5th Virtual National Youth Conference is all about, and maybe to get more light from you, Robert, what is this all about?
Sorry, we wanted to ask question again. The theme?
Not the theme?
Yes, there.
Okay, I'll get back to you shortly. Yes, Okum, let's continue with, actually, you were throwing more. You wanted to supplement on what Barbara had earlier told us about what this is all about.
Oh, well, to add on what Piloya Barbara Nyeko had said, like she emphasized that this is going to be the 5th Virtual Youth Convention. I'll pick on from the 4th, where the youth's mind is more fresh on what happened previously. Well, every year or every quarter, because in a year we have it in a quarter, so the previous theme was the cutting edge. That was our theme. That is where I want to pick this discussion from. Now, the cutting edge, we were looking at empowering or building a youth with a certain character that can penetrate in every situation. Now, our theme was coming from the book of Daniel, chapter 6, verses 3, where the Bible says that Daniel distinguished himself because he had an excellent spirit. Now, we are looking at how many youths in Uganda right now have that excellent spirit. How many youths in Uganda can be somewhere and they say, okay, well, Okalasa is here. This person is standing out. If you look at the challenges that Daniel went through and what was his end story, now that is the kind of character we're incorporating onto the youths out there in the previous conversion. And this is done through our speakers. Now, that is what we build. And to the teachers listening right now, to the secondary schools that I've traveled to, that is what we did in the previous one. Now, I'll get it back to where we are on the 5th. Our theme is wisdom, a steadfast walk on the sacred foundation. For the Bible says that the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. And if you get to know that, there is nothing that you can do if you don't have the wisdom. So we are saying that opportunities can come. There are lots of challenges that we are facing or going about these days. If you look at the current state, there's a lot of talks on homosexuality, there's a lot of talks on immorality, there's a lot of talks on unemployment. But we are saying that the reason as to why our youths in Uganda are being compromised is because there is this lack of wisdom from God. Now, once we get to tell you that, how are you then going to realize that I need this wisdom? What is the essence of wisdom? How do I benefit from wisdom? That is what is going to make your way. Now, if you have the wisdom, a steadfast walk on sacred foundations. For example, I'm on my journey as a law student. A few months from now, I'll be graduating from the law school. Now, that is a journey of life. But the reason as to why this theme is coming up, we are saying it is a steadfast walk on sacred foundations. Foundations of righteousness. Foundations of being morally upright. Foundations of not being compromised. That is the wisdom we are talking about. If I told you to succeed, what is the path that you're going to take? How do you want this success? Are you the type of youth that is going to do anything in order to get the success? So we are saying, no, you don't need to do everything in order to get success. You need the wisdom, you need to walk on the path of righteousness. That is what we're emphasizing. Right now, lots of students are getting sponsorship. We are getting people being given money to enter into actions or acts that are really prohibited according to society, according to the values we learn in Christianity, according to what we learn in school. So we are saying that it is high time the youths get back, get the wisdom, and you take a path of righteousness on the sacred foundation. We are all going to get successful, but how you get successful is what matters. What you do in your journey of success. We are saying the best success right now that this convention is bringing to, under the Uganda Youth Forum and Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity is have wisdom and have a sacred work on that foundation. Me as a lawyer, are you the lawyer that will be compromised? Are you the kind of politician, if they give you this happens in the future? We are the future leaders. But if at all we are not mentored right now, if at all we are not groomed right now, all these problems cannot be solved. And that is why we are saying it is high time we get to the grassroots. That's why we started at secondary school. By the time you're into your line of employment, you're the most well-packaged youth out there. So the problems are no longer about unemployment alone, because the question will be, if unemployment is solved, does it mean the problems that are being faced by the youths in Uganda are over? No. And that is what the essence of these conventions are coming about. We are telling the youths that they can, like we are all youths here, but if at all there is a quality that you're looking out for, we might all have the grades, but then do you have the discipline? Do you have the respect? Do you have the Christian value in you? Are you morally upright? Now, that is the essence of this thing. We want to package it for the youth that after this convention, we promise you it is going to happen on Friday. You're not going to remain the same. It is going to cause a difference.
Wow,
Thank you.
Wow. What are Uganda have been dreaming about? You know, when you're speaking, you make it sound, you're very passionate about it. And I'm like, if we can have these people now, later on, into positions of leadership or wherever they are, and it is not success that matters, but how you made it to your success. Because today, many Ugandans, we don't want to know how you got there.
Oh, yes.
What makes sense is, have you gotten there? We don't want to know how you managed to get man and drive that Porsche car, build that mansion. We want to know, does he have a house? Yes. Which kind? Oh, it is a mansion. That is where our country is. People have houses of stolen everything. You know? People have relationships of bribed, forged everything. But if we have deliberate intentions to transform this country, beginning with the young generation and the youth, then I believe we can get there. But this also brings me to ask Robert, who are the specific targeted beneficiaries of this particular conference? Of course, this is the 5th and many have been there, but what particular age group are we targeting?
Yes, good morning, viewers. I just, what we call the direct beneficiaries are the young people of this nation. And by age, we are looking at young people from secondary schools, universities. We're also looking at young people, those who have lost hope, those who are out of school. We are also looking at focusing at parents to also reach their young people. We're also looking at leaders and influencers and gatekeepers who are holding the hands and giving vision and direction to these young people. So the message is cross-cutting to all the people in this country, though it is focused and packaged for young people, but we want to believe that the parents also can absorb and also retaliate and re-echo this message we are going to reach out to their parents, so that we have the same streamlined message across the board. Yes, that's our target focus group. Also, we also look at the religious leaders and all religions as well across the country.
Well, very interesting when you talk about parents. Sometimes there's a feeling I get that maybe so much water has gone under the bridge and we may only be able to save the next generation. You know, good, we are talking about the Bible. This takes me back to days of Noah. That I think God believed there was a generation that had gone and he wanted to start afresh. Sodom and Gomorrah, he believed there was a generation that was gone and wanted to start afresh. It is my dream that he doesn't believe for Uganda, that there's a generation gone and he must start afresh. Now, Barbara, how do students, how do the youth get to participate in this convention?
Thank you so much once again. For the youth to participate in this convention, it's very simple. Just like we gave you a brief of the platforms that we have, Uganda Youth Forum and Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity. Now, these are a channel through which one could also get to participate as when you are a member of these. But also, if you are a student, just like my brother said, you can participate through registration. Now, to all the schools that we went to, we gave them a channel. They only needed to consent in order for the students to participate, those ones attending virtually. And then for those ones who were going to attend physically, of course, you go through some kind of selection when you've been consistent. And that's when you're given the platform to now participate or take part physically to represent the rest. However, in other conventions to come, there will be, from these schools that have participated virtually, a few of them will be taken to represent the rest in the State House. Those ones will participate physically. However, the virtual attendance remains because looking at the number of youth in this country and also the need for us to attain the moral values and principles and understand that there is need for us to handle everything with wisdom. Just like my brother said, that we live in a perilous time where there is a lot of moral decadence. So just as the First Lady has thought that, yes, I think this is a platform for us to handle such issues, then youth are given the chance to participate. They're going to participate virtually. The virtual participation will continue. However, the physical participation equally will continue with time. So that is how one gets to participate. Secondly, for one to participate equally, you must have been a member of this forum. If you're a member and you're a committed member of maybe both forum, Youth Forum, Uganda Youth Forum and Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity, one gets to participate. Thank you.
I see Brother Okum wants to supplement, and I don't want to deny him that opportunity. I could just see that. So please go ahead.
Well, we also want to tell our dear viewers that participation is going to be through Zoom. That is the app we are going to use, Zoom. So if a person will ask, then how do I get to have a link that will enable me participate then? We collected your data. We're sending out registration links there that are still being circulated. If you visit the First Lady's Twitter page right now, you'll still find that registration link and the Twitter page of Uganda Youth Forum. Now, that is the link that people have been tapping to register in. We record their numbers and their email addresses. So on Friday or that day at 2:30, you're going to have to receive an email with the link or webinar that will connect you direct to that event. You don't need to enter passcode or password. You just tap on the link that will be sent through an email or through an SMS, and then you participate. That is then for the students out there with the phones and universities. Then how do the secondary schools participate? When we're going to these secondary schools, we're emphasizing what we call state light centers. A state light center is collecting, a case in point, let me say Jinja College, you'll have all your students enter the main hall, then we have a TV or a projector. When we go to these schools, you always get a contact person or a teacher that the school gives us to take responsibility of this. We take their number, so on that particular day, we are still going to send that particular teacher that Zoom link. So the teacher will connect the Zoom link that will receive to their screen or to their projector, and then they will be able to receive it virtually.
Well explained. That is very interesting and easy for those that are willing to participate. One thing that is very important is this is looking at rebuilding the moral fabric of this country. Qualifications can get you to places, but character and morals will keep you there. I've seen very learned people with a lot of qualifications from very good universities in Uganda and abroad, but because they lack the moral values in them, because they have funny character, well, they lose it all because of their character. And many will tell you, well, yeah, he can do the job, but will you manage his character? If you can, look for somebody else. He can do the job, but he has the people you hear, he's a boss sleeping around with juniors, she has that, she has this. So this, as a student, as a young person in this country, is something you can't afford to miss, because it is adding on what will keep you in your final destination, in your profession, when you get there. Well, time has flown, and I'll be getting at least your final remarks from each of you, beginning with Brother Robert.
Yes, I just want to re-echo some of the messages that our young people here have shared. One is you are welcome, all the young people of this nation, to sign in through the links that Mr. Kalasa has shared with you. And we are saying this is an opportunity for you. It could be a turning point. It could be a stepping stone. It could be a time for you to re-echo and review your life and say, where am I at this state? Like our dear presenters mentioned, we, first of all, our foundation here, we want to see that young people have values that are acceptable in this nation. We want to see young people who have built characters that accommodate and acceptable within all our society. But more key from our Christian foundation, we want to see that young people, a person who knows where he's going, a sense of direction. Where do you want to be in the next coming years? And we want to also see groomed young people step into the leadership positions in government, in NGOs, in other all sectors. And they have, they're not selfish for themselves, but they have the heart for this nation. So once you have the heart for the nation, then you are there for the nation. You're there to serve. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Okun, as we wind up.
Just like my elder brother here has said a brief summary about it. However, I'll come from a point of view that will first of all thank the founder, that is of Uganda Youth Forum, Mama Janet, and then the founder of, or the patron of Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity, that is Papa Justice Mike Chibita, and the current presidents, that is Mama Anne Muhaire and Dr. Patricia Achan, then the CEO of Uganda Youth Forum, Uncle Leonard. We thank them for the platform that they've ensured to put there for the youths. I want to let you youths know that opportunities are always there, but be that youth that will get out there for them. I continue saying this in air because I've been following and getting feedback. We have just started doing the job. Whether you're in the deepest of the villages, wherever you are, we have just started doing the job, and we promise you we shall not stop until we get the job done. Youths out there, join me to have this fight and change our country for the better. God bless you. Okum Alberto Kalasa. Thank you.
And last but not least, the lady this morning.
Well, thank you so much once again. I would want to say that principles and values will always get you to wherever you want to be. But of course, with the help of wisdom, just like our theme comes from chapter 4 of Proverbs, that says, wisdom, a steadfast walk on a sacred foundations. So as a young people of this country, let us invest our time in getting to know more and understand. Let us be mentored by different forums that are actually available for us in order for us to attain the journey that we walk through. So for this coming convention, I implore us to register on these other platforms. We shall be sharing a number of these links on our statuses, on our platforms, different platforms. You can reach out to representatives in your, probably in your school, anywhere, who has the knowledge about this convention. And for more information, you can always contact. These contacts I will want to share. If you have a pen somewhere, you could actually register. 070-488-3634. And another one is 077-639-5158. Another contact is 077-888-2925. And lastly, 0708-43-82-31. Wisdom is actually choice. So you either choose to become wise in order to attain the height of what you want. Great thanks to the First Lady of this country, who is the Minister of Education and Sports, for this opportunity to grace and bless the young people of this country. We really thank you. Words can't be enough to appreciate you. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Albert, Robert, and Barbara, for this time, and of course, giving people knowledge, most of the youth in this country, of how best they can be part of this. Well, opportunity comes to those that are prepared. So prepare yourself, have the values, have the morals that it takes for you to be the choice among the many. Because the qualifications are everywhere. But what will keep you there is if you're morally upright. We do not want to have God's wrath on this country because of the immorality. Many are going, but the next generation must be upright. And I want to thank the First Lady also personally for having had this vision to come up with such a forum that brings youth together. Yes, we must know it was then HIV/AIDS, but I love the fact that it is changing with the times to address issues of the current times. Have a lovely day. God bless you. Stay safe. Hope to catch you tomorrow, same time, for God and my country.